Hey, what's up everybody? Mike for SimRacing604 and welcome to the F2004 review. So this is far and away my most requested review for this Ferrari 70th anniversary pack. Had a few of you reach out already and ask when I was going to review this. So here we are. So I've done a lot on this F2004 quite far back, and also very recently I did kind of a rundown of the ASR F2004, asking if it was going to become obsolete once this official Kunos version had been released, and still to be determined. I have not driven even 1 inch in this car yet. So for those not familiar, the F2004 was obviously the 2004 spec Formula 1 car for Ferrari, driven most notably by Michael Schumacher and also Ruben Barrichello. So incredible amount of success. I think I've got these numbers right this time, guys. I know some of you corrected me on the last one. If I'm not mistaken, it was 18 starts, 12 poles, and 15 wins. Fingers crossed on that one. So this is a V10 Formula 1 car, and peaks at 19,000 RPM, which is incredible. So considered by most to be, you know, the best sounding era of F1 to date. Belted out somewhere around 950 horsepower and weighed just over 600 kilograms. And the 3-liter V10, naturally aspirated, by the way, was mated to a 7-speed semi-auto paddle shifter. So as far as detailing, this thing obviously looks beautiful. Not to discredit ASR's work, but this one looks very, very sharp as well. Let's just jump inside quickly and take a look. By the way, gone are the Marlboro badges. So they've taken away cigarette advertisements from this, so it makes it a bit inauthentic, but I kind of get where they're going with that. Nobody should be smoking these days, so I understand why Kunos decided to take that route. So very cool interior here. I would have to do a side-by-side, and I may do another video with the ASR version, but I think suffice it to say that Kunos did not miss much on this thing. Let's just quickly take a swing around back. And yeah, great. It looks great. Great detailing on the inside there. I like it. Yeah, looks great. Looks great. Most of the badging is authentic, but again, the cigarette advertisements are gone. And if I'm not mistaken, that green wing at the top was not there in the ASR version. So that's kind of an interesting touch. Good way to tell them apart in online lobbies, I'm sure. Alright, so enough talking, let's drive this thing. Alright, so we're going to do this at Spa. Spa is sort of my frame of reference for Formula 1 cars. I know the track quite well, so I'll be able to give kind of an accurate assessment of how it's performing, especially next to the ASR version. So, right off the jump, man, this thing is quick. So it sounds incredible, there's no denying that. Let's take it nice and easy through Eau Rouge here until the tires get up to temperature. So easily reaching 300k here, even with cold tires. So it feels great. It feels great. I very recently drove the ASR version of the F2004 that we're also familiar with, and this doesn't feel that different. I was afraid that it might feel a little bit more slippery, but whoops, as I slip. But overall, it feels very, very good. We'll see what happens on the next lap. We'll actually push. I'm hoping I can bring this lap with stock setup somewhere around the 150 mark. Tires are looking good, so we should be able to push. That power band is just so smooth. Bit early on the braking there. Compared to that SF70H where you have to be so gentle when you're under a hot lap or a high output from the electric motor. You have to be so smooth with that accelerator. This one, you can be a bit more liberal with it. Obviously the gearing all wrong here. We want to widen out that 7th a little bit. Again, a bit early on the brakes, still getting used to this thing. Very wide there. Need a bit more downforce to take Pouin more aggressively. It's a very nice feeling car. I'd expect no less. So 154, not a great time. Try and be a bit more aggressive on my braking here. Obviously, it's going to take me a while to get used to this car. Way too late on that. Gave up a whole bunch of time there. So down into the 153s. Not setting the world on fire, that's for sure, but yeah, my impressions are certainly good. With a stock setup, this thing feels pretty awesome. Everything seemed to be functioning as we have come to expect. Alright, so doing things a little different here. This is actually take 2 of part 2 of this review and drive. So I got done that recording and I did a little summary on the car. I had a lot of good things to say about it, but over the next sort of 12 hours I had some more thoughts, so I just want to share those thoughts. what I'm feeling with this car, what I'm feeling with the F2004 here, is that we are not getting anything new, and that's not to disparage the car, but just bear with me and let me flesh this out a bit. So what I'm finding, and if you saw my review of the ASR2 Championship, it was the same thing, but happening the other way with ASR. So I felt like the ASR2 was too close to the RSS2, and the RSS2 was a fantastic car, and we weren't getting anything new with the ASR2 Championship. So where was the motivation for us to go out and spend our €3.99 on a car that we effectively already had a great version of? Now, I feel the same about this car. So most of us watching this will be very familiar with version 1.1 of ASR's F2004 mod, and what I'm questioning here is what new are we getting, and why that matters is I think one of the cool things about mods, and this is what I love about sim racing, one of the many things I love about sim racing is as soon as you get bored with it, you can just go on Race Department or something like that, or check ASR's website, check VRC's website, and have something new and cool that absolutely blows your mind. So if we had never seen the F2004 before, then this surely would be blowing my mind right now. However, having raced with the F2004 for some good amount of time now, I can tell you that this new version, although it's fantastic, does not thrill me the way the first time I drove the ASR2, the ASR version of the F2004 did. So in other words, nothing new. I think it would be selling it short if we called the ASR F2004 anything less than a 10 out of 10. It's a fantastic mod. It looks great, it sounds great, it drives great, everything you could ever want in a mod, really. And the fact that it was available to us for free as of a few months ago is really something remarkable. So when Kunos comes along and makes the exact same car, I question, what are we getting that's new? Again, we're sort of going, that's not to disparage their efforts. I think they've done a fantastic job with this mod as well, but we're just moving from a 10 to a 10. So whether you drive this version, the Kunos version, or whether you drive the ASR version, you are covered. So my only, I wouldn't even call it a beef, my only thing that I would say is that we're not getting anything new from Kunos with this particular car. The rest of the pack is absolutely fantastic, but I think an important takeaway is that if you're buying the pack primarily for the F2004 and don't have any plans to drive the other cars, and I don't know why that would be the case, but I'm going to say you're not getting anything extra by going with the Kunos version. And that's really a shame, but like I say, that sort of thrill of driving something new and exciting, something you've never taken on the track before, something you might have dreamed of since you were a kid, is not present in this Kunos version of the F2004. Like I say, we're just kind of going from something fantastic to something fantastic. What could Kunos have done? I don't know. I don't know how they would have improved upon the ASR version. However, I just think that it maybe would have been a time where they walked away and focused on other projects. The list of potential Ferraris that we could have had in this pack was listed when they were polling their fans to see which cars they should add to the pack, and there were some other good options as well, and I'm kind of thinking they should have left the F2004 alone. So I'm going to wrap this up here. You guys know my feelings on this. Again, that's not taking shots at the Kunos version. I think both versions are really, really fantastic, but Kunos just came a little bit late to this party, and that will do it. Thank you so much for watching, and please let me know what you think of the two different versions of the F2004 in the comments, and we'll be back with more review videos very, very soon.